Faith that moves. Worlds, faith isn't about what you've believed. It's about what you've dared to do despite fear, failure, and silence. There's a kind of faith that warms the heart on quiet nights, and then there's the kind that makes you rise, grit your teeth, and move forward, even when everything seems against you. Today, let's talk about that kind of faith, the kind that changes lives. 1. Faith is action, not just emotion. We've all said, I believe things will get better. Often it's a whisper of hope in moments of helplessness, and that's okay, but it's not the kind of faith that moves mountains. True faith doesn't sit still. It moves. It's not a bedtime prayer or wish upon a star. It's waking up at 5 a.m., even when yesterday brought no results. It's standing up after falling for the 10th time. It's acting not because of guarantees, but despite their absence. Faith is a muscle. It strengthens only through movement. Try doing something today not because there's a chance, but because you believe and have decided to act. Real faith doesn't wait for confirmation. It creates it. Every time you take a step forward without clear answers, but with inner conviction, you activate your faith. And in those steps, influence, change, and destiny are born. Don't think of faith as abstract. It's the specific action you take today, even if you're afraid. 2. Your goal is your compass. Imagine you're a ship captain in the ocean. Storms, fog, waves, and your navigation system is down. Where do you sail? How do you find direction? Many live like this, without a clear goal. No matter how strong their faith without coordinates, that faith just spins in place. A goal is your where to. It's not just a desire, it's a choice. Conscious, written down, repeated daily. It's the image in your mind that makes you get up at 6 a.m., work on yourself, and keep going when no one's watching. Without a clear vision, no faith will pull you out of routine. You might believe in change, but if you don't know what change, it's like shooting in the dark, hoping to hit something. What to do? Take a sheet of paper. Write down what you want to achieve in a year. Describe why you want it. Who will it impact? Identify 3 things you can do today. Your goal doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be alive. Because faith is fire and a goal is oxygen. Without it, the fire dies out. Every morning, life asks, where are you going? If you have no answer, you're just drifting. 3. Everything begins with your attitude. You can have a plan, a goal, support, but if your mind is infected with fear, envy, resentment, or insecurity, your faith won't grow. Faith lives only in clean soil, and that soil is your inner state, your attitude toward life, yourself, and challenges. Let's be honest. How many times have we believed in an idea but simultaneously thought, what if it doesn't work? What if it's not me? Maybe it's too late. These thoughts are like weeds. They choke everything alive. They kill faith at its root. Your attitude is a filter. Through it passes everything. Faith, fear, decisions. How to cultivate the right attitude. Every morning, set your direction. What am I tuning myself to today? Treat every failure as part of the game. Ask not why, but for what purpose. Surround yourself with thoughts that strengthen you. Music, books, people, environment. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the author of how you see them. And one more thing. When you pray but don't believe it's possible, your prayer goes nowhere. But when your heart already sees the answer before it arrives, then the universe opens doors. Attitude is your compass. It either leads you to your goal or spins you around doubts. 4. You are not alone. Seek those who ignite. There's a big illusion that faith is born in isolation, as if I'm strong enough, I can overcome everything alone. But the truth is different. Faith in oneself ignites faster when others light it. Think, how many times did you want to give up, but someone's simple phrase, I believe in you, changed everything? We are not made for solitude and struggle. Each of us is a link in a chain, and true transformation begins when we find our flock, people who believe, burn, move forward. Who are they for you? People who don't mock your dreams but inspire bigger ones. Those who see more in you than you see in yourself. those who don't let you give up when you're tired. Your faith is like fire, and such people are like logs. Without them, the flame dies. And you can become this source of light for someone. With your confidence, your example, your story, your faith is a fire that ignites other hearts. One beam does nothing in a large room, but if you connect with those who shine, darkness stands no chance. So don't be ashamed to ask for support. Don't be ashamed to seek your people, because even the strongest hero has a mentor, allies, an army of light. 5. Failure is not the end, it's a signal. Most people fear failure. They've been taught that if you lose, it means it's not your path. If you fall, it means it's not worth it. But the truth is different. Failure is not the end, it's a test. It's a call from destiny. Are you serious, or will you quit again? Faith reveals itself not when everything works out, but precisely when it doesn't. When doors close, when someone turns away, when you're left alone with silence and doubts. But it's here that the real ones are born. From failures, grow, don't disappear. From rejections, harden your heart, don't break it. From pain, form character, not resentment. Every failure is a question to you. Do you see a blessing in me? Because it's there. But only for those who seek. Remember, Napoleon Hill called his greatest loss the death of his mother, the greatest gift, because it opened the path to a new person who gave him more than he could imagine. When Napoleon Hill was just 9 years old, he experienced one of the most painful losses for a child, the death of his mother. For most, this could have become a lifelong trauma. And for a time it was. He became a wild, aggressive boy who ran into the woods, studied weapons, and his relatives predicted a path of smuggling and drunkenness. But everything changed when his father remarried. His new mother was Martha, a woman who saw something more in him. She didn't beat, didn't yell, didn't intimidate. She talked to him, believed in him, read aloud to him. It was she who planted in his heart the seeds of dignity and faith, which later grew into a philosophy that changed millions of lives. Hill later said that losing his mother, despite the pain, was the greatest blessing, because without it, he would never have received the person who changed his destiny. It was from this point of darkness that his light began, and from this point begins the understanding. Failure is not a sentence, but a new page. Failures are packages with gifts, just wrapped in pain. Do this. Rewrite 3 of your failures that still hurt. And next to each, try to find what lesson, what strength, what happened afterward because of this. Then look at them again. Now it's not a burden. It's part of your foundation. If you fell, it means you were walking. If you're walking, it means you're alive. And if you're alive, you have a chance to return and win. 6. Faith requires ritual. Faith is like a muscle. It needs training. And if you don't work with it daily, it weakens. We somehow think that faith is something emotional, spontaneous. But in reality, it's a habit of thinking in the direction of victory. Faith doesn't hold on to sometimes. It grows through always. You don't wait until your teeth start falling out to remember the toothbrush. So why do we turn on faith only when it burns? Your daily faith ritual is repeating your goal aloud or mentally every day. This programs your subconscious. Visualizing the result. Imagine you've already achieved it. Feel it. It's a signal to the brain. This is real. Daily action, even a small one, because it's what anchors faith in reality. Your mind is like a magnet. It pulls not what you want, but what you're filled with daily. And don't wait for miracles. Create them with your own hands. An ordinary pen and notebook can become your most powerful tool. Write what you want, who you're becoming, what's already coming to you. Repeat. Because the subconscious doesn't distinguish truth from fiction. It believes what you tell it. The more often you repeat the goal, the faster it becomes part of your reality. Words have power. Repetition has power. Ritual is the cement of your faith. 7. Faith is contact with something greater. We've all felt at some point. I'm not alone. It happens when a chance appears that you didn't expect. When at the hardest moment, the right person is found. When you're tired but somehow keep going and find strength you didn't know you had. This is the connection with something greater, which Napoleon Hill called infinite intelligence. Call it what you will. God, universe, nature, life, power. The essence is not in the name. The essence is in recognizing that you are not an accident, but a part of a grand design. And if there's order in the stars, if every atom has its place, aren't you created with the same precision? When you understand this, faith no longer seems like fiction. It becomes a natural response. How can I not go if the universe itself is on the side of the one who goes? And what's important, this source is always available. But it works only when you open up to it, through trust, through action, through gratitude. You are not a small person with dreams. You are a part of a grand plan. And when you act with faith, this plan begins to act through you. Remember, faith is not just I can, it's I can because the power that created this world is with me. 8. Trials are part of the game. Most people want to grow without pain, to achieve without losses, to become stronger without getting hit. But nature plays by different rules. A seed doesn't sprout without the darkness of the soil. A muscle doesn't grow without resistance. The soul doesn't strengthen without trials. Trials are not mistakes, they are confirmation. The world doesn't punish you. It prepares you. It tests you. It asks, do you really want this? Or are you just playing? No one reaches the top by accident. Everyone who gets there goes through storms, rejections, tears, doubts, betrayals, and loneliness. And that is what makes their greatness. Greatness isn't avoiding pain. Greatness is holding on to your faith when it hurts. Turn your pain into fuel. Transform every hit into greater determination. See every trial not as an obstacle, but as a doorway to your next level. When things get hard, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is the lesson life is giving me right now? Because only those who stand in the storm deserve the calm skies, and only those who remain faithful to their goal when it's hard earn real results. Faith without trials is just a dream. Faith tested by life. That's a force that changes the world. 9. You already. Can you know what one of the biggest traps of faith is? The thought, once I'm stronger, more confident, smarter, then I'll start. But that's an illusion. Nothing happens later. Everything starts now. You don't wait for warmth to light the fire. You light the fire, and it gives you warmth. Same with faith. It won't appear magically from outside. It awakens inside you the moment you take action, even with shaky hands, even with doubt in your eyes. You already can. You can take the first step. You can change your thoughts. You can get up earlier, start over, forgive, stop being afraid. You're not almost ready. You're already enough. Because the most important thing is already here. You're alive, you're burning, and you feel the pull towards something greater. Everything else? It will come on the way. Faith isn't waiting for permission. It's standing up and walking because you already are the answer to your own dream. Remember, you weren't made for mediocrity. You weren't born just to survive. In your hands lies a power you've barely begun to understand. And if your heart beats faster now, if something inside whispers, yes, I'm ready, that is faith. Not perfect, not complete, but real. And real is always enough to start. Right now, as you hear this, I don't want you to just feel inspired and move on. I want you to pause and honestly ask yourself, what will I do today? What's my first step? Because faith isn't pretty words. It's action. It's a decision. Here and now. Maybe you don't fully believe in yourself yet. That's okay. Not everyone starts with total confidence, but everyone who got there moved forward even when they doubted, even when they were afraid, even when they were alone. And you can. You really can. You are not an accident. You are not broken. You are not enough. You are exactly the kind of person who can change everything for yourself, for the people you love, for this world. Just don't stop. Walk. Because sometimes all it takes is one step from you for your whole life to begin changing. And I believe you'll take that step.